Well, it's about Thanksgiving time, so I'm going to make some pumpkin donuts. That sounds healthy, doesn't it? We're going to start out with 1 3/4 cups of plain flour, half a cup of brown sugar, a 1/4 cup of plain white sugar, and I'm just going to kind of mix that together right now. It makes mixing easier later on. Okay, I've got that mixed in good. And to that, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Doesn't look like very much, but there's a difference between the baking powder and the baking soda. And I'm also going to add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder. That was my half. So 1, and then the 2/4 will make it. Mix that together. Add half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And half a teaspoon of salt.
1.
Okay, and then I'm going to mix that up. Okay, I'm now going to add 2 large eggs. Three-fourths cup of pumpkin puree, and this is, if you get a can of pumpkin, it doesn't use near all of it, just a little bit off of the top, so save you some for later on. 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. And 3 tablespoonfuls of melted butter. And I'm just going to mix that up. That's a pretty stiff batter. And of course, we don't want to leave out our pumpkin pie spice. And I'm going to use 1 1/2 teaspoons of the pumpkin pie spice. Just kind of mix that in there. Takes some elbow grease, but we're going to get this all mixed in there. And I've mixed that fairly good. I'm going to add 1/3 cup of whole milk. My arm's tired. I have greased my pan here, and this is a pan that's made like for donuts or for small little cakes that you want, like a little bundt cake. And we're going to put our batter in there. And I can tell you, it's not easy. I'm just going to put it over the little hole and all, because it's just hard to get it to lay around. We're going to fill these up about 2/3 full, and then we're going to bake them at 350 for...
Oh, what are you looking at me for?
You're the one with the recipe over there.
We're going to bake it for 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, no, 10 to 12 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes.
10 to 12 minutes is all.
That's it.
Okay. And we're going to put these in the oven, 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, it has been 12 minutes. Ooh, look at them, how they puffed up. Don't those look good? We're going to take these out and let them sit in the pan for another 5 to 10 minutes before we take them out of the pan. Okay. 10 minutes is up, and we're going to take these out. They come out so easy. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And I'm just going to set those there. Let them cool until they're completely cool before I make the topping. Okay, our donuts, which actually turned out to be more of a bundt cake, are completely cooled, and we're going to now make the glaze for them. I have here in my bowl 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of the pumpkin pie spice. Kind of mix that up a little bit. And I need 1/2 teaspoonful of vanilla. I'm going to eyeball that. Okay, and 2 tablespoonfuls of water. And I just added that into 1/4 cup of melted butter. Now I'm going to pour all of that into my powdered sugar and mix. Okay, that's nice and smooth. Now I'm going to take, I have placed my little baking rack here on a cookie sheet with a piece of saran wrap, or you can use anything that you have right here. This is, what is that?
Parchment paper?
Parchment paper. And I'm just going to dip these. I'm going to dip the top where the hole is, because that's going to be the part that's going to be on top. And I'm just going to dip all of these. And we're just going to let those sit there and the top harden up just a little bit. And now we're going to make the filling. I have here 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese and 2 tablespoonfuls of butter, and I put both in the microwave and I softened just a little bit. And I'm going to mix those up. Now I've got that mixed up fairly good. To that I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm going to begin adding my powdered sugar. I'm just going to add a little at a time because we know what happens when you add too much. You make a mess, don't you, Scott?
Yes, you do. Like that, man?
Sort of. You came by it on it. Okay, now as you can see, this is very thick. We want to add 1 tablespoon of whipping cream. Now I know whenever a lot of people make this, they do not do this. But the whipping cream to me just makes it that much more rich and really smooth. Now this is basically the same as what you would do for a cream cheese icing for a cake. But we're going to use it to fill our little, well, we're trying to call them Bunt cake. Maybe they're started out being a donut, but, well, we're going to fill them. Okay, I have cut little squares of foil to put underneath our little cake things. And the reason for that is it makes it easier when you're going to serve and to give somebody one. The icing that we just now made, I've put it into a gallon bag. Cut the very end off. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze that down. And we're going to squeeze that then into the hole of each of these little cakes. You have a little more control over it. And one last little thing, we're going to add just a little pumpkin pie spice to the top. That's just to make it pretty. It really doesn't need a lot of flavor other than what's already in it. These are really tasty. Great for fall. They look good. Kids like them because they're fun. You can hold it in your hand and eat it. Best eat with a fork, though, whenever you have the cream cheese filling. There we go.